What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Sanctuary of Satisfaction. I'm TD, and I created TD's Brew and Barbecue just over 3 years ago. We have 32 international taste awards in just over 3 years. Recently, we just took second in the American Royal for best vinegar sauce on the planet. But what I want to do is I don't have a lot of time to edit my videos and edit my content a lot. I run the business, I cook on the side, but most of the time I cook for my family and myself. So I have absolutely zero culinary background. I've never even had a job in the restaurant. So everything that I have learned how to cook, everything that I cook, and everything that you would see cook is just from trial and error, myself getting out there and doing it. The reason for this show is this is the way that I feel is best, that I can present the products to you and help everyone understand that I not only sling the sauce and sell the shake. I use these products on a daily basis. So right now, if you're watching, thank you very much. Like and subscribe and follow. Today is day one of my journey to promote my own brand. So what it's going to be, we're going to do live videos, and I'm going to show everybody how I use my products on a daily basis. So cheers to everybody. Please be kind. It's still my first episode. It's been a while since I've been recording on a live basis. So if I stumble a little bit, sorry about that. I'll get it together, and one day it will be even more badass. But today is Friday, and it's time to make your weekend badass. I'm TD with TD's Brew and Barbecue. We're live in the Sanctuary of Satisfaction. This is the Make Love to Your Meat show. I think that's what I'm going to call it. But anyways, we're going to start out. Always have to have a cold beer. Okay, let me start the intro. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sanctuary of Satisfaction. I'm TD, and this is TD's Brew and Barbecue. Today, we're getting hot and heavy with some Denver steaks on the PK Classic. Yeah, I think that's it. I didn't know where else to go with it, but we're getting hot and heavy on the PK Classic today. We got some Denver steaks here. And if you're not familiar with Denver steaks come from the Chuck Roast. Oh, hey, what up, Johnny Mags? What's up, man? So we got somebody watching right now. Hopefully, if there's any technical difficulties, you guys can let me know. I apologize for my dogs barking. But I got some badass Denver steaks here from Midland Meat Company in Midland, Texas. I picked these up a few days. Burped. I picked these up a few days ago. They've been in the freezer. Thawed them out overnight in the fridge, as you should. Let me get my gloves on here. If you've never had a Denver steak actually comes from the chuck, which is the shoulder of the cow. So they cut them into steaks. You get a nice, flavorful cut, and you can cook it as. Let me see here. I got a lot of myoglobin here, since these guys did thaw. Whoops. And as always, it is windy as hell here in Southeast New Mexico. We very rarely get snow. We very rarely get rain. We don't get a lot of precipitation here. Oops, and I forgot to move my trash can. There we go. Always have your trash can on hand and some paper towels. I'm going to soak up as much of this myoglobin as I can. That's not blood. That's myoglobin. Myoglobin, the cow is completely drained of all blood before it is even slaughtered. So it is not blood. It is myoglobin. So next time your wife or your kids or someone says, "Ooh, look at that blood," that's not blood. That's myoglobin. Myoglobin is good. Myoglobin is what gives you the flavor of the meat. Let me show you guys these Denver steaks here. Check this out. How's that look, Max? Oh, need some light here. Look at these. These are some badass Denver steaks. Let me get some light on them here. Not a lot of light. I'll fix that. So what I have here, I've already got my charcoal going. We're getting pretty close to getting ready. So it's only going to be a few minutes that these are going to sit here in the marinade or the Carne Sutra. So this is a marinade that I've been working on. It's been a couple months in the works. I'm just about done with it. I'm pretty sure this is going to be the final batch. It's really not a secret. I've used it in a few videos, TikToks, and some of my, I think I actually used it in one of the recent YouTube videos that I just did. Now you make love to your meat. We're just gonna massage all of this. We're gonna massage all this marinade onto the meat, because that's what we're gonna use as our binder to make sure that all that rub, that beautiful Carne Sutra, is gonna sit up really nice on top of these. And this is gonna give me the sugar and the base that I need. So when I get a really good sear on it, it's not just the salty crust. So we're gonna get some nice crust and some grill marks on these bad boys. So let's just make love to our meat here. Put that back on. I think that's pretty good. Let me grab another glove. How's the weather out there, Mags? I'd get down on that. Yeah, man, my steak marinade, basically I took a version of the original sauce and started modifying it and left the tomato juice out. And now I have a pretty awesome marinade, or I'm sorry, not the tomato juice, the tomato puree, left that out. So I'm gonna move these over here to my rack. And I always put aluminum foil down just so it keeps my workstation a little cleaner. I don't have to sanitize it too much. But I had some overflow right there. It just ran right over. So I'm going to clean that up. Now I always keep a bottle of Lysol all-purpose cleaner around right here, just because I got to clean these boards up. You don't want any of that. You don't want any of the myoglobin to soak into your boards, and then you really got to get in there to clean it. So here we go. And of course, you already know we're going to make love to our meat. This is the Carne Sutra. This is an amped up salt, pepper, and garlic. Now, the Carne Sutra, we recently talked about some awards. The Carne Sutra has about 4 awards on it right now, and they are some pretty awesome awards. If you count first place all-purpose seasoning, that's one of the awards that the Carne Sutra has, is first place all-purpose seasoning. We also have first place table seasoning, which means you can take your salt and pepper shaker, you can toss it out, because the amped up flavors of the salt, pepper, and garlic from the Carne Sutra is going to be more than you need. Also, we do have a third place best steak seasoning with the Carne Sutra. Now, we were 7/100ths of a point behind first place. And 7/100ths of a point, I didn't even know that they scored it that low, or that they counted it that far back, but 7/100ths of a point is close. So you could almost call that a tie, except I do have a bronze medal to prove that I was third. So let's get this Carne Sutra on here. There you go. And now look how tender these steaks are. You can already see they're starting to stretch apart. You guys see that? So these now they come from the chuck. It's a cross cut of the chuck. Now let's go outside and let's check on our fire. I've already lit my coals. So let's grab our beer and let's check on our fire. Let me switch the cameras here. How you guys doing, man? How you guys doing? Johnny Mags. Lep, what's up, Lep? How's it going, man? Hey, Lep, man, I appreciate you guys joining. Anybody else, if you're commenting, please let me know that you're in here. This is my first run here. Oops, damn it. I unmuted something here. Oh, never mind. I don't know. I missed something here. There we go. Now we're cooking. All right. So now I'm out here on the Pyro patio. And of course, this is just right outside. You can see the sanctuary here. I got the awesome nets here to keep the bugs out, except for when I'm grilling. Now I got my chimney here, and I got a medium-sized chimney. This is my large size. This is my medium size. The medium size is going to give me, especially, I'm going to be using the grill grates. So especially when I use the grill grates, I don't need to use as much as I would if I wasn't using the grill grates. And then I have a little bit of, let me go ahead. What I like to do, especially when I'm using the grill grates, is I kind of like to pile all my charcoal, not in the middle, but as a rectangle around the middle. I don't want it too close to the edges. Just like that. You guys see that? Good. Now I'm going to put my grill grates on and put that there. Now, another thing too, I wanted to point out, I got these for Christmas. These are MagnaChef gloves. If you guys don't have a set of MagnaChef gloves, you're missing out. They're magnetic. They connect to each other. They connect up to the wall, especially if you got it. And they got 3 fingers. So they're pretty easy to get on and off. Your hands do get hot, and they do protect you from the heat. So if you guys get a chance, check out MagnaChef, because I love their gloves. So we're going to let this get hot here. We're going to let it sit. It's going to be a couple minutes. So I'm going to give it a few more minutes, and then I'm just going to let my grill grates get hot. And then once they get hot enough, I'm going to hold my hand here until the count of 5. And if it gets to the point where it's too hot, then that's when I'm ready to put it on. I'm going to hit it with some cooking spray, and then I'm going to throw these Denver steaks on. So let's go back inside and get ready. All right, what's up? Hey, what's up, Madwood Barbecue? How are you guys doing, man? Hey, Smoking Joe, what's up, man? How are you guys? Hey, thanks for joining, guys. This is my first live. I was talking to Mags earlier. He finally talked me into just doing it. This is how I cook dinner pretty much every day. So this is me using my products on a daily basis to kind of help educate and show everybody how I use my own products on a daily basis. And I don't just sling the sauce or sell the shake. I actually use these products, and I actually produce the content that I do with these products. So I haven't paid for the StreamYard yet, so of course it just lost the audio. There we go. Hopefully we're back now. You guys there? How about that? Is that better? I got the audio now. I think my microphone is actually going to die. I should have charged it. However, I used it yesterday and I thought I charged it, but apparently I did not. So what up, Mad Moose? How's it going, guys? Let's go back out here to the patio. Let me see. I have 2 microphones, but something happened, so I'm not going to be able to switch it out. But let me see here. Let me take this off real quick. All right, we still there? You guys get the audio back again? All right, let me see. Let me switch it back over here. Sorry, man, this audio thing has already got me screwed up, man. There we go. All right, so let me know if you guys cannot see the audio or cannot hear the audio. So sitting here about 5, 6, 7, 8. We're getting close. I'm gonna go ahead and scrape it off. Now, I don't normally use the grill grate spatulas very often. Sometimes I do when I want them to look nice and pretty. But if you guys see this, if you guys haven't done this, use this to straighten out your grates. And then if you use it to hold it, you can actually hold it in place. I thought about putting some baling wire on it to hold them in place onto this, but I still use the regular grates. So I want to be able to take them off, but you can always move them around pretty easy like that. That's how I adjust them. So let's get here. There, we're getting warm. So I just recently ran out of duck fat spray. That's what I would have used. But now I got some griddle spray. This is the Blackstone cooking spray. I'm just going to put it on there. Then I'm going to let the smoke come off. And it's only been about, maybe about 5 minutes or so since we seasoned these up. And that's all right. Not really an issue. Hey, you're good. Thanks. You're back. All right, cool. So I appreciate you guys sticking around watching. I'm going to figure this out. Hopefully you guys will be watching this a couple years from now and laughing at me. All right, so we're getting pretty warm. We're getting there. A couple more minutes. So now, what would I be if I wasn't having a beer and snacking right now? I know that usually chips and salsa, or the occasional popper or something if you got a head start on cooking. I didn't. But what I do have is I do have a jar of the TD's Brew and Barbecue private stock smoked olives. These are next level grilling snacks. This is what I snack on when I'm standing at the grill and I'm waiting for stuff to get hot, is pickles, olives, anything from the TD's Brew and Barbecue private stock collection. Another thing I like to do, I like to pour a little bit of olive juice in my beer. And if you haven't poured olive juice in your beer, you are missing out. Olive juice goes into beer just like lime does. Let me get this in here. Yeah, these olives are bomb. You know what? Screw that. On my jar. So now, you see when I drop the water on there, we should be close to 500 degrees when it burns off pretty much immediately. All right, I'm gonna put these back over here. We're gonna come back to these olives here in a minute because once you pop, you can't stop. Look at that. Now, is this a better picture of these Denver steaks? Look at that. You guys see that? You can see the salt, the pepper, and the garlic from the Carne Sutra. If you're not using Carne Sutra and making love to your meat, you're not even making love to your meat, I guess. Another thing I like to have is always a good steak turner. You guys hear that sizzle? I know it's windy, but can you guys hear that sizzle? That means we are hot as fuck. You guys see this? Beautiful, isn't it? Now these are American Wagyu. I don't normally have this, but I do have. I don't normally get these kind of cuts, but I do have customers of TD's Brew and Barbecue who own restaurants, or not restaurants, meat markets. And in that meat market, they support me, I support them. So when I go in there, I pick up steaks and I take care of my business. I give them a shout out on the social media, because if you're not shopping local and supporting small, then who is? So real quick, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm at 21:07 right now. I'm going to give these guys 3 minutes. Now the 3 minutes, and then I'm going to rotate them 45 degrees. Then I'm going to give them 3 other minutes before I flip them. So if you got a timer right now, set your timer, because this is where it's going to come into play. I like to set my timer. At 3 minutes, depending on how hot I am. If I'm at 2 minutes, if I'm going to flip at 2 minutes, then I'm going to be over 500 degrees. I'm going to be really hot. That's going to be for my ribeye steaks and stuff that you're going to want to heat up really nice. Now, these guys have some thickness to them, so I want them to be done probably around about 10 to 12 minutes, somewhere right around there. We should be hitting around about 130. I'm going to take these a little higher, because these are going to be really nice when you get to a good medium rare, or a little bit more closer to a medium versus a medium rare. You want to be closer to about 140 to 145. So here we go, 22:16. So we got about another minute. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to clean up in here real quick while you guys watch those steaks cook. Look at that. So Millen Meat Company is sorry, guys. Can you guys hear me still? Let me turn on my computer. Sorry about that. Okay, so what happened is that my mic died.
Cinco mic has died, so I'm going to take it off. I do have another one, but I messed with it the other day. Somehow I got the channels changed, and I haven't had a chance to get it back, so I know it's not going to work. Like I said, this is episode 1. So now it has been 2 minutes. We're about to hit 3 here in a few seconds. So I'm drinking some Pacifico today. My brewery shout out Moose. Now we're better. And we're back. So, okay. I keep hearing myself. Let me turn my volume down. There we go. That's better. All right. Cool. I'll get it figured out, man. I'll get it figured out. Perfect. So let's go ahead now. Look at that. Oops. See that? I'm going to put them back over here now. I'm going to try to move them to a new hot spot on the grill. Yeah. All right, and we're at 26:47. So while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and clean this up a little bit. Just kind of any of the rub or anything that's stuck to it, I'm going to clean it off again. Just so that way I don't have anything getting stuck on the meat when I do flip it over there, and we don't, and the grate will be hot right there, right where we just moved it. Let's turn this on, turn this down. So we got about 2 minutes now. So what I like to do is, let me see if I have any butter out here. So that's what we're going to do here. Don't have any butter, but I do have some bacon. In here for this. Now, bacon up. I don't know if you guys have ever used it before. I don't know if you guys have ever used bacon up before, but it's basically it's bacon grease. I normally like to use butter. What I'm going to do, I got me some bullet here. I'm going to take a little bit of this bacon grease. Now I'm going to add probably about a shot of whiskey to it. Sorry, this is bourbon, not whiskey. So let me get this out of the way again here. I got to get my brush. Now I got everything in my way. Fix that. So, how's hey, what's up, Bobby? How's it going? How's it going? How's it going? You guys doing all right today? Bobby, today is the first episode of. Oh, you guys probably can't hear me, huh? I forgot that I don't have a mic on. You guys probably can't hear me when I go in there. It has been the 3 minutes now. I'm going to rotate these steaks. Again, a 45 turn. And now I'm on all the clean spots of the grates. I'm going to take my whiskey and my butter. My bourbon and my butter. And I'm going to put it on there. We're at 29:45. So 3 minutes. Oh, sorry. You know what? I should have checked the temp. That's usually when I check the temp is after I move it. I go into a crosshatch. I check my temp. About 95 degrees right now, dead center. About 100, 103. Just finding the beefiest spot right in the middle, about 108. So we're getting close. So we're going to stay with the 3 minutes. Oh, man, these are going to be so good. What I like about the whiskey and the butter is, it just kind of gives you that little bit extra of the flavor that's in there. Kind of the bourbon is really going to help set that off. I'm going to throw a little bit of smoked chili salt in my bourbon butter here. I'm going to let that melt, which is bourbon butter bacon fat. I normally would only use butter. Heck yeah, that's a PK Classic, Bobby. That's a PK Classic, Bobby. So, yeah, we're at 31. So it has been 2 minutes. We got about another minute to go. Now, I'm not going to brush. The steaks with this bacon bourbon butter or bacon bourbon fat. All I'm going to do is just drizzle a little bit on top. Where did I put that? Okay, there it is. All right, here we go. So I'm just going to go ahead and toss it around here. Let it melt just a little bit. And I'm just going to kind of let it drizzle onto the top. The other part is that if any of the whiskey gets on the grates, that's totally fine. What is it going to do? It's going to have that taste, that smell. That's all I'm going to do. Drizzle it on there just to kind of keep the top, make sure the top stays real nice and moist, just as you would if you were just using butter. Stir it up a little bit here. So let's check the temp on these guys. I'm going to check the biggest one first. Right in the middle, dead nuts. In the center. Oh, went too far. I'm going to move it. Right now, it's saying about 102. Still needs a little bit longer to go. About 115. This one says 124. It is the smallest one of the three. 124. And look at that. 124 in 3 spots all the way across this steak. And you can see how long this steak is, even compared to my arm. Following this method is going to get you a very, very tight pretty close. That one's only about 6 degrees apart. And this end is the same as this end. So the middle is just a lot thicker here. Let's check this. I'm going to check right here. 128. Oop, that was too far. Now 140. So we're getting there. 139. They're close. These guys are just about done. This one's going to need to go just a little bit longer. What I'm going to do with that guy is I'm going to remove some of my here. I'm going to move this guy back to the center where I know it's hotter. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Perfect grill marks every time. Now let's go ahead. I'm going to take these inside. Let me get my foil out. Steak turner. I'm going to take these off and then I'm going to close the grill. And it's only been about 1.5 minutes since I rotated that one. Woo. God, these look good. I'm just going to leave it right here. Let me taste that part. Oh my God, that's amazing. I usually use butter, but I may have to start going to bacon up. Let's move inside.
Gotta remember how to do this. There we go. Now we're back in here, guys. All right, so I got these steaks sitting over here. I'm gonna let them rest for a few minutes. We got about a minute before I want to check the temp on that other steak again. And what I do is I like to do 10 to 15 minutes on my rest on the steaks. I think that a 15-minute rest is perfect, depending on the thickness of the steak. But with these, about a 15-minute rest is going to be perfect, maybe about 12. Steaks look yummy, nice grill marks. Hey, what's up, Papa, Texas? There's a guy in a trailer at work selling 12 ribeyes with shrimp for $24. Dude, I would jump on that. I would just say, I've had those dudes that have the stuff in the back of the truck, all of that come up, and they always want to sell you something. Daddy Touch, what's up? And they always want to sell you something. Well, dude, I'm a sucker. I'll buy it, dude. I don't care. You can never have enough individually frozen lobster tails in your freezer because it takes 10 minutes to defrost them, and it takes 5 minutes to cook them. So why not? And if you always have, some frozen lobster tails or some frozen shrimp, which I always do, we always have about 2 bags of frozen shrimp in the freezer at all times. Let me switch back over here real quick, and let's check that other steak. Probably should have switched back, but it's all right. Oops, let me grab my thermometer here. Oh shit!
Can you guys hear me good enough in there? Sorry, I gotta remember to change the mic. There we go. Now we're at 130 degrees. And on this end, look at that. We were at 128, 29, 130 on this end. Oh, that one's a little deep. And let's see what temp we are over here. Here we go. Look at that, climbing just enough. 125, 126. We're getting there, man. It's almost a completely even heat distribution on the grill grates. That's the thing that I love the most about these. I'm going to take this one inside, and I'm going to switch over to my other mic. Oh, yeah. These are going to be absolutely beautiful. Bro, they look absolutely beautiful, but they're going to taste even better. Let me cut this camera out. Can you guys hear me? How's that? You guys can hear me now? Hopefully. I can hear myself. Let me take off the camera here. Wow. That wasn't good. Ouch. So on the first episode of Make Love to Your Meat on the TD's Brewing Barbecue Show, I dropped my phone on my fucking grill. So yeah, I think it just burned the case a little bit. I was told that if you don't live near an ocean, the seafood department at a grocery store gets frozen shrimp, defrosts it, and displays it as fresh shrimp. I guess, I don't know. I haven't really seen that, but hey, that's, yeah, that sucks. But yeah, we'll do what we can. All right. So now, guys, I appreciate you guys staying here, watching, checking it out. Man, this is the first episode, so I'm going to polish it. It's going to get better. I appreciate you guys being here. These steaks are going to be badass. I think we're going to have some French fries to go with it. If you ask me, the best side for a steak is French fries. I love French fries as a side to my steak because after you get done eating that steak, all the myoglobin that you have left in the plate, you just soak it up with the French fries. It's the best part ever. That's where all the flavor is.
So let's see here. How long have we been going? Let's see here. It has been about 8 minutes. Just don't sit on the grill. Yeah, I know, right? Yep. Yes, you. Yeah, I know, man. Hopefully it's okay. I'll worry about it later. So real quick, again, the TD's Brew and Barbecue Carne Sutra is what I season these steaks with. This is an amped up salt, pepper, and garlic. It is my best selling product. I sell more of the Carne Sutra per capita than I do any other products. And that's because there's really nothing like it out there on the market right now. It has hints of butter in it. It excites your veggies and makes love to your meat right here, the Carne Sutra. It has a little bit of, hints of butter as well as a little bit of citrus that hits you in the back end. So let's see here. We are now at 10 minutes. So I am going to slice open one of these bad boys. So I got a pretty badass knife set. This is a Kamikoto. I haven't actually used it. I've had it for about 2 years. My pops got it for me for Christmas, and my mom. But I got it for Christmas a couple years ago. I haven't really used it. There's 3 knives in here. It is pretty badass. But I'm going to use it today just because it is my first video. So I want to make sure that, look at that. Oh, look at this. Let's see here. Let me get a good grip on this thing. And I'm going to hold it out in front of the camera so I can show everybody how badass of a steak this is. I'm just going to put it here, right through it. Look at that. Like, what does Chuck say? Like butter. There is nothing closer than that right there. Let's get it close. We'll get an extreme close-up. Oh, I probably don't have the light, but look at that. And here we go. Wow. The steak marinade, the Carne Sutra, that little bit of the taste of the bourbon. Oh, man. I just want to watch. You guys just want to watch me cut this one again? I'm going to cut it again. Watch that. This is why these knives are badass. And this is my stick, so I can use whatever I want. Look at that. Like butter. You see how tender these steaks are, how sharp this knife is. It's just badass. I mean, you can't get much better than a Denver steak. And if you're one of those people that you like the fat that's on there, of course you do, right? The Denver steak has plenty of it. It has that ring right there at the end, just like you do on like a New York strip. I mean, this guy is super tender. I'm just going to end up standing here, going to eating it all. And if you want, one of the best things to do when you're done, just tap it with just a little bit more Carne Sutra. That's how I eat and how I serve my steaks. Again, this is how you make love to your meat with the Carne Sutra. This is all we do in the Sanctuary of Satisfaction. Ladies and gentlemen, the first episode of the TD's Brew and Barbecue Make Love to Your Meat show is officially in the books. Thanks each and every one of you guys for watching. I apologize about the technical difficulties, but what does TD stand for? As we all know from the Moose and TD's Brew and Barbecue show, it means technical difficulties. I'm going to get inside, and I'm going to get these steaks out to the family. We're going to enjoy our nice dinner. Hey, thank you guys for watching. Get to makelovetoyourmeat.com. Get your hands on some TDs. Put those TDs in your face. Make your weekend badass. I'm TD, and this is TD's Brew and Barbecue. We'll see you guys next time.